I don't know. I'm getting ready to start my news in a minute. Baby, I can't talk right now. I got the news coming on. I don't care if you are Rihanna. Under my umbrella, Ella, look, babe, we had that shot. It's over. I love you too, but the news takes precedence. Yes, I know you're a famous singer and your name's Rihanna, but that's not gonna... baby, I gotta go. I think the news is getting ready to start, and I don't want any of my subscribers knowing about this conversation. All right? God bless you. Can't have my subscribers knowing my personal business. As soon as I bring out the blue bag, the birds start. I read the news today, oh boy. Seems Donald Trump has been indicted again. He stole the documents and tried to hide. But then the FBI, and he tried to lie. Donald Trump is on his way to prison. Probably not, but I've been warning you since '92. If you don't believe me, I can say look at the date, bitches. And the only reason it's 2012 is because that's when I first started YouTube, Facebook. That's when I first started Facebook. I read the news today, oh boy. Donald Trump is on his way to the pens. Boogie Bob, I like your show, but when you talk about Donald Trump, I don't care if it was Obama, I don't care if it was Biden, I don't care if it was JFK. You break the law, you gotta pay. He broke the law hundreds of times. Scandal after scandal, rubbed it in your face. Y'all sat there and said, he's my guy. Not y'all, some of you. I'm not. If you think I'm happy, I am not. What's going to happen in 2 years, they're going to be trying to indict Biden. And then they're going to come after Nancy Pelosi. And then this side's going to go after Ted Cruz. This is not what politics should be. It should be about the betterment of our country. I think he's indicted on 31 counts. 7 charges, 31 counts. 31 charges, 7 counts, I don't know. Felon. Now, for years, he went to his rallies and he yelled, it's a witch hunt. The Mueller report's a witch hunt. That phone call I made for the votes, that's a witch hunt. The 2 impeachments are witch hunts. And he can say whatever he wants at a rally. He can't talk his way out of a federal indictment. Just so you know, the feds have a 99% chance of winning every time. And that's because they don't bring an indictment unless they have the goods. There is no plea deal. Oh, he might get a plea deal, but there's no getting out of it. He's not walking from this. Will he do prison? I don't know. His game plan is to win the election so he can pardon himself. he's made clear, and everybody else over the age of 7 knows is going to happen. I don't think he'll win the election. But I'm not happy about this. I would prefer there was no indictment, but I would also prefer there was no January 6th, there was no crime, there was no lies about the election. Anyways, we're going to get on with the show. It's not a, I was going to say it's not a I told you show, but it is. I told you. If you live in New York City, you know his character. You know the thousands of people who have sued him for destroying their lives and stealing their money. You know about the lawsuits for racism when him and his father refused to rent. They had huge housing all over New York, refused to rent to black and brown people. One of the biggest renter scandals in the history of New York. That happened in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. You know about the Central Park 5. I have been telling everyone this is a horrible human being. Forget his politics. And when Robert Kennedy was shot, Malcolm X was excommunicated from the Muslims because he said this is a case of the chickens coming home to roost. I think they were right to be upset that he would say something like that. So I am not going to laugh or rub it in anyone's face. I'm just going to say that I hope this ordeal is over quick. And I hope whoever the president is, even if it's him next time, he understands that there are laws, there are rules, and there are regulations that we all must follow. I can't read. I don't even know who's here. All I know is I read the news today, oh boy. The British Army had just won the war. And though the news was rather sad, something at the Albatross. There we go. Oh, look who's here. Nyan's here. Brooklyn's here. Alfred Hinkle, where the hell have you been, Alfred? Miguel's here. Hi, Miguel. Rev's here. Hi, Rev. Kathy? Kathy missed a show last week. I gotta look at my notes to see what date Kathy missed. Oh, what else we got in here? I'm having trouble with this one. Let me get in here close. Help me out there. What does it say over here? Shit, I'm trying to read the backdrop on this wall is very hard. Isaiah Clay. I got it. I'm sorry, man. I'm sitting there peering in at you. I'm going to do my next show like this. What are you wearing? Oh my God, Kathy, that burrito looks delicious. Hi, Isaiah. How's everybody doing out there? You got the... I didn't know you had pets. Nyan, put a shirt on. Stop doing that. Stop doing that thing you're doing. All right. Shall we get on with the show? Hail to the thieves. Now, just so happens a news story broke out yesterday that Biden accepted $5 million along with his son from Ukraine back when he was vice president. Guys, there's a big difference between it being indicted and some guy on Fox News saying it happened. Let's see if he gets indicted as well. If he did it, he gotta go. I don't play favorites. You did it, you got to pay the piper. Now, I paid a piper one time, but that was in college. Trump indicted for taking classified documents. These are documents that they asked for when he left the White House. They sent him a letter 3 months later, said, give me the documents, it's all good. He refused to answer. Then they said, hey man, how are you? Nah, he's off for the week. I think the smoke got to him. I think the smoke got him. We'll see what happens. By the way, it's better today. It's better today. It's supposed to rain, so I don't know if I'll be out here that long. Hi, Joanne. Joanne's is in the house. RJ's in the house. Colleen, I wore my blue watch. I don't want anybody getting jealous of the watch. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's just a watch. It's just a very dope-ass, amazing watch. Don't get caught up in the details. A Ukrainian businessman says, I bribed Biden for $10 million. I just said I slept with Rihanna. Doesn't mean it's true. Now, I'm not saying it's not true. But I'm not saying it's true. It's alleged. I allegedly slept with Rihanna. Say anything you want. But when them indictments come, bruh, it's over. Can't go up and say it's a witch hunt. Now there's going to be 40% of the population, or 30%, whatever it is, that believe anything he says. They got tapes, they got receipts, they got his own people flipped on him. Oh boy. Last week, Kanye West was spotted around town with his wife. First of all, he's on his way to church. He's wearing these sock shoes that he invented, and look at his shirt, looking like Dr. Dre but without the muscles. He got on shoulder pads, bro. Is he going to church or football practice? And then don't get me started on his wife. His wife has a damn Goodyear tire around her neck. Well, this reporter decided to see what it's all about. Can I survive Kanye's wife's bizarre outfit? Dressed to compress. Look at her trying to get into a taxi. She got a damn Michelin tire around her neck. Trump indicted for the second time. There will be a third time. Atlanta's getting ready to indict him as well for the whole voter fraud stuff. And then we still don't know what's going on with the January 6th. I think there'll be another indictment. Guys, I don't take any pleasure in a president of the United States taking a fall like this. I was 10 or 11 years old when it happened to Nixon, and I didn't appreciate it then. I believe the person that runs our country should be on reproach. I'm not going to get into it. This is the second indictment. First one was for the sexual assaulting stuff. This one is this. The third one is for the rigging of the election. He's claiming rigged election. He's the one rigging it. Allegedly. So we're not going to do all that. Can we just... Biden's $10 million Burisma bribe. It's got to be true. I saw it on Fox News last night. So, you know, if it's every channel, I'm a newsman, so every single channel is talking about the Trump indictment. And the guys on Fox were crying. It's just outrageous. A guy like this would be indicted. It's crazy. Joe Biden's Department of Justice did it. Okay. I don't know if you know how it works, but Joe Biden can't make a grand jury all agree to indict. A grand jury does that. I'm not sticking up for Joe Biden. He is not my favorite. That's for damn sure. I'm going to keep it moving. Burning down the house. Our house. In the middle of the street. My house. Hey, did you guys see that badass shorty that came through here yesterday? I actually went and talked to her afterwards. She worked right over there. Man, she's fine. Evita. Her name's Evita. If you guys can hear that noise, that's my Ring my Ring, people walking past my Ring doorbell thing. Real estate apocalypse coming to New York City. I can't right now. I can't do it. This is insane, bro. You ready? Y'all ain't ready for this. Upper West Side thefts cries for justice. But look at these guys. They robbed an 8-year-old lemonade stand. What'd you get, bro? What did you get? Free lemonade at $9? Well, we're gonna find out. He's sour. First of all, the guy who wrote that should be fired and punched in the face. When life gives you lemons, you rob them. Julian Lynn says he's disappointed in humanity. This is an 8-year-old talking. An 8-year-old disappointed in humanity. After 2 teens stole his lemonade stand money containing, damn, this kid's, I'm in the wrong business, containing 150 snaps. If you're not from the streets like I am, that means dollars. 150 ducats, smackaroos, greenbacks, dead presidents, George Washington. 2 teenagers sank into a new low when they robbed an 8-year-old Upper West Side boy's sidewalk lemonade stand. The cowardly crooks waited until little Julian Lynn had his back turned to snatch his money jar with as much as 150. It ain't true. 40 bucks. I'm saying in real life it was 40 bucks. It's as much as 150. I promise you the kid has a GoFundMe set up already. He's made $19,000. I feel disappointed in humanity, said the young entrepreneur. I told the ilovetheupperwestside.com blog I didn't realize that someone would want to rob an 8-year-old. Bro, they'll rob a baby in diapers for $150. 7 illegal smoke shops in the city were raided. 7 out of 7,000. Those 7 must be tight right now. They must be like, yo, bro. I bet you they snitching. Why you gonna shut me down? Look at Steve across the street. You didn't get Steve? State regulators raided 7 unlicensed Manhattan smoke shops for illegally selling marijuana and other cannabis products. Every single one of them is illegal. There's only 2 in the whole city of New York that have a license. I have 14 in my neighborhood. A Brooklyn subway rider was slashed. A 54-year-old man was slashed by an apparent stranger in an unprovoked attack on a Brooklyn subway platform. The victim had just gotten off the R train at 95th Street in Bay Ridge around 5:45 a.m. He did it on his way to work or on his way home, when another man on the platform approached and slashed him on the collarbone with a switchblade. El Chapo. We don't really cover him on this show because I think El Chapo was innocent. I ain't got nothing bad to say about El Chapo. But if you talk to him, you let him know that I didn't say nothing negative about him. In fact, I think he's handsome. His wife is out of prison. The wife of the notorious Mexican cartel, alleged Mexican cartel boss, El Chapo Guzman, was relocated to California halfway house this week ahead of her release from custody. Emma Conel Aspiro, 33, was moved to federal. Again, I got nothing to say about that guy. I think he's solid. Actor Adam Devine revealed he and his wife, Chloe Bridges, saw a man killed outside their $2.6 million Hollywood mansion. You talking about it? Crazy. On a live taping of This Is Important podcast, the Pitch Perfect star said the man was shot to death on a driveway across the street. Teen's fatal Brooklyn Mo. I don't like the sound of this. Teen's fatal Brooklyn Mo. A 17-year-old driver of an out-of-control Tesla jumped a curb and fatally struck an elderly pedestrian before injuring a man sitting on a bench in Brooklyn. The teen, identified because of his age, was speeding north on Ocean Parkway in a Tesla. 17-year-old, a damn Tesla. He lost control in Midwood, fatally striking Milorad Rajacic, 76. Police say he was rammed. He then rammed a bench. Oh boy, I don't like it. I don't like it. The man who choked the Michael Jackson homeless impersonator guy to death. Penny. I forget his first name. Last name Penny. Penny for your thoughts? I saved lives. He was a Marine. He saved lives. You can't brag about saving lives if you're going to come to New York and choke to death a homeless man for 20 minutes. There he is. There's the proof. Let's go to the videotape. He's complaining about the humiliating perp walk. Well, perp walks are made to humiliate. I was friends with Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. spiraled into drugs. No one would talk to the guy. The last time I saw him, he was sitting in the dirt right across the street over me. And I said hi to him. I had tears in my eyes. I felt so bad. And I walked down the street a little bit, and I kept thinking, well, what do I do? I had a new girlfriend at the time staying at my place. I said, do I take him to my home? Do I go back and see it? He's rich. He must be rich. He was so deep in drugs. He's sitting on the sidewalk in dirt. And the next day, he did a perp walk right over here on 54th Street. Or is it 52nd? One of those things. And it's meant to be humiliating. Typically, the priest, someone in the department will tip off the press. We're doing a perp walk. We're going out the back door, though. Now, I went out the back door one time, but that was... I'm not crying for him. Choked a man to death. You get what you get. This is a horrible, horrible man. I hope he is dealt with. Let me wipe the dirt off my neck. I hope he's dealt with. Allegedly. I allegedly hope he's allegedly dealt with. There he is. He's from France. There's his knife. He decided to stab 5 children. 3 and 4, 5-year-olds. Videos reveal the horrific stabbing spree alleged by a Syrian refugee in a French park on Thursday that wounded 6, including 4 young children. Didn't kill any of them. Thank you, Jesus. Boogie Bob, I like your show, but when you start talking about Jesus, I can't handle it. Bye. I'm sorry. Oh boy. Why didn't I have a teacher like this when I was young? Okay, I take that back. Sex toy teacher put on leave. She was a real dildo for that one. I apologize, that was stupid. A California high school teacher has landed in hot water after she was allegedly caught on video telling students about sex toys and the role of a prostate in sexual pleasure. I'm pretty freaky, but I don't really want, while having sex, anyone near my prostate. That's just me. Okay, one time I let Bria, but it was horrible. After an hour, I told her, "You stop that. Knock it off." Bria, how dare you? And it turns out my prostate was fine. It was fine. It was an exam. It was strictly municipal. Judy Redberg, a psychology and advanced placement environmental science teacher at El Dorado High School in Placenta, was placed on administrative leave after parents complained about her footage shared online. Can someone send me the link? Where's Ambrose when I need him? I need to do this for research for an article I'm writing for the Post. District employees are trusted to exercise professional judgment when deciding whether or not a particular issue is suitable for study or discussion. I'd be fired the first day, I think. In the classroom, employees act on behalf of the district and are expected to follow adopted curriculum, and they should not talk about dildos. I'm paraphrasing. In the secretly recorded, someone's a snitch. Somebody's a snitch. In the secretly recorded video, Reberg was seen discussing sex toys and how they are readily available at general retailers. That's a fact. I just bought one for a lady friend on Amazon. $30. I said, I'm getting ready to change your life. $30. She's never called me again. I don't know why. She might have fell in love. Her updated syllabus on the school's website explains that her anatomy and psychology class, it turns out that her class is very popular among 17-year-old boys, with many of them asking for prolonged bathroom breaks. I'll never forget, I had sex ed, it was 7th grade, and I popped a boner. Okay, it was 40 years ago. Back when I was able to pop boners. And I got, Bobby, could you come up to the board? I went up there and I was holding a book in front of my penis. I wasn't fooling nobody. I didn't have no teacher pulling out dildos. Miss Johnson, yes, Bobby. Can I go to the bathroom for a half hour and can I bring the National Geographic with me, please? And can I have your phone number? I need to call you about something. Oh boy. Kiki Palmer. Kiki, do you love me? Kiki Palmer. Go ahead, girl. Kiki Palmer was pregnant, unless she had the baby. As she promotes her latest album, Big Boss. And it looks like I ain't hating. I'd ask you for her number, but I have it already. Let's see. Oh boy, this is crazy. I think Classic J Live sent this to me. Pretty sure. A couple people sent it to me. Khalees. I love Khalees. She is the ex-wife of Nas, and you probably know her for her one hit. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. They're like, it's better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours. I could try it, but you have to charge. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. I used to have a song I did. My crack rock brings all the heads to the yard. They're like, it's better than yours. Your crack rocks are better. Anyways, Khalees is 43. There's Khalees. Beautiful. Got kids with Nas. She is now dating Bill Murray. Bill Murray, the Stripes, Ghostbusters, Lost in Translation, what's the gopher shit? Caddyshack. Bill Murray, 72 years old, this lucky bastard. Hey Jimmy, Bill Murray is dating Khalees. That's insane. Khalees, 43, is reportedly dating Bill Murray. According to the U.S. Sun, the unlikely duo sparked romance rumors after Murray was seen at her concerts, a couple concerts in a row. I ain't hate. God bless them. God bless them both. Maybe he treats her good. And I did tell you the story that he was in my building talking to me about Tupac. Guy's on my porch. It's hot. I'm in my hallway. I live on the first floor. I see a guy down the hallway standing outside carrying a suitcase. Buzz him in. He goes, oh, thanks, man. It was July. It's hot as hell. Very, very hot. I don't recognize him. Even though I've met Bill Murray 20 times. I'm a huge fan. I saw Stripes over 200 times because I was a projectionist when it came out, 1980, 82. Anyways, so he's standing there, got a baseball hat on and sunglasses. And when I meet people, I rarely go, hi, how are you? And look at him. I'm like, hey, man. He's there. I'm like, hey, man, how's it going? I don't make eye contact. He ain't my friend. So I said, hey, are you here to see someone? He said, yeah, she's on the 4th floor. I go, do you need help carrying your luggage up? He goes, no, thanks, man. I'm just going to, I forget what he's going to do. Scandinavian, really pretty lady. And the apartment on the floor right next to me was open. It's been unoccupied for a long time, and there was an air conditioner in there. And I said, would you like to go into this apartment here? And he goes, no, I'll just stand. It's going to be a few minutes. I go, okay, no problem. And he goes, hey, what's the deal with Tupac? Because I had a Tupac shirt on. He goes, I saw a documentary. Oh, I love Tupac. And I started talking to him about it and stuff. And then I go, all right, man, talk to you later. I turn around, start walking through my thing, and I don't know why, but I just turn around and go, you know, you look a lot like Bill Murray. He goes, I am Bill Murray. And I looked at him, I go, get the fuck out of here. I said, oh, my God, Bill, I feel so stupid. I said, first of all, are you hungry? Whoa. He's like, caught off guard. I was looking to give him a watch, because, you know, I give watches to all my celebrity buddies. I said, I'm going to go get you whatever you want. You like Chinese? He goes, how's the Chinese around here? I go, it's fantastic. He goes, I got to go run some lines. He's running lines. Now he's running lines. Anyways, Bill Murray was super duper nice. If you really want to have a good time, go to YouTube and type in Bill Murray antics. He has done some of the weirdest shit. He just shows up in people's weddings. One time he went to a frat party and went in and started doing the dishes. He started vacuuming people's floors. He's a super duper cool guy. I know he's had some issues, but shout out to Bill Murray. And I hope they find love. I hope they have love. Bill Murray, if I could go back in time, he's a big music guy. I would have went in and gave him one of my Les Pauls. It would be an honor to give away a Les Paul guitar to Bill Murray. All right, let's get on with the show. Ransom call by missing mom. Shit. An American woman who was kidnapped in Mexico in February was heard begging to be freed in a proof-of-life audio recording to her daughter, who tearfully appeared at President Biden and the Mexican counterpart for help. The woman was kidnapped on February 9th. They want $20,000. They've been keeping her for 4 months. They want $20,000. Quebec okays death plans. Quebec is our friends in Canada. Quebec is expanding its program of assisted medical suicide. Medical death. Remember Dr. Death? What the hell was his name? Dr. Who's going to get it first? Kevorkian. I got it first. Don't even do it. Stop it. Karina, don't try it. Dr. Kevorkian was going to prison for his assisting people with suicide. What do I got going here? Wanted to chicken across the road to get to the other side. He stepped out of rank, got hit by a tank. He ain't no chicken no more. That's not bad. Not bad. I don't think that was in Stripes. At one time, I was a projectionist and I had to watch Stripes over and over and over and over again. And when it comes on to this day, I can recite most of it. A lot of it I can't. John Candy's actually in Stripes. I'm not doing that. Cops, Queen's dad slayed. Ugh. Hate to hear anybody getting killed, especially a dad or a mom, or a child, or a dog, or a pigeon. Anyone, anything. A 19-year-old man stabbed his father to death. His father. Inside their Queens apartment early Thursday and needed to be tased by the cops. Arthur Walker attacked his 60-year-old dad, Arthur Walker Sr. Stabbed your dad to death, you piece of trash. I don't know nothing about his dad. His dad could have been a douche, but he'll stab your dad to death. That's not good. I brought you this yesterday. Not my favorite, I'll be honest with you. As a Christian, I shouldn't judge people, but I judge these preachers, and I did not care for him. I thought he was racist, definitely homophobic, just not a good person. I know he preached a lot. Shout out to him. He had the 700 Club. A lot of you might not know what that is, but that's Pat Robertson, one of the most powerful Christians in the history of our country, maybe the world, right up there with the Pope. He bought a television station. He was like 30 years old, an old piece of crap television station, and he started the first Christian TV network. Now it's called the 700 Club. People always wonder, what is that? It's named after the first 700 people who invested in the station. He ran for president, I think in '88, came in second in Iowa. But other than that, no one really wanted to do it. He believes that 9/11 happened because God was mad at America. Is that a preacher? Is that a Christian? 9/11 happened because, what do you think those 3,000 people who died family thought when this so-called Christian preacher was condemning them because God killed them. 21 teens in a boardwalk crash. By the way, he was 93. He lived a good life, and he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. 21 teens, boardwalk crash. 21 teens from a Texas summer camp were injured Thursday when a boardwalk collapsed beneath their feet in Surfside Beach. Guys, if you're ever on a boardwalk and it collapses, just lay there and tell them your back hurts. Don't get up and say, I'm fine. 5 of the 21 wounded were airlifted to Houston hospitals. I guarantee you the lawyers on the phone, don't you move. If they ask, you got tingling in your balls and in your left arm. Don't you move. That Vandersloot creep, the guy who allegedly killed Natalie Holloway in Aruba, Joran Vandersloot. This kid was, poor Natalie, her mother, been 18 years. The mother, and she'd be a mother herself now with kids. She went with a school trip to Aruba. She was last seen, she was 18 years old, last seen by friends, disappeared. It was the biggest story in America for a long time. Vandersloot was a person of interest, but his father or someone had connections to the government. He could never be questioned, this, that, and the other. A couple years went by, and Vandersloot went to like Italy. where he murdered a woman. This time they caught him because there was a camera, a video camera in the hallway where she walked into his apartment and never came out. Vandersloot has got 35 years in a prison in wherever, I say Italy, I can't remember where it's at, I'm not going to. He was extradited to America yesterday because he's facing more charges, and these charges stem from when, about 8 or 10 years ago, he told the mother, before he was arrested for the other murder, he told the mother of Natalie Holloway, I know what happened to her and I know where her body's at. I will tell you for $20,000, and the mother paid him and he didn't tell her. They got him for extortion and other crimes. The prime suspect in the 2005 disappearance of American teen Natalie Holloway flashed a smile. He needs to be in prison, allegedly. He needs to be allegedly in prison. Johan Vandersloot, 35, Peru. It wasn't Italy, it was Peru. I apologize for the faux pas. Would someone read faux pas and tell me what that is? A grocery fiend gets 50 years. A disgruntled grocery cart staffer at a Long Island Stop and Shop was hit with 50 years to life in prison Thursday for a 2021 shooting rampage that left one co-worker dead and 2 wounded. Worked at Stop and Shop and he just started shooting people. An ex-cop has been arrested for being bribed by a gang. You understand when you get bribed, when you're a cop and you get bribed by a gang member, when he's arrested for something else, he's snitching on you. That's a get-out-of-jail-free card. Moron. An NYPD detective took bribes from a robbery crew who targeted Asian Americans for thefts to help them avoid getting arrested. Saul Armistendi de la Cruz, 31, NYPD officer. This guy's a moron. Kiki, do you love me? I wonder if you can golf in prison. Oh boy. The Supreme Court got involved. Look at this. It's a Jack Daniels bottle, but it's for dogs. It's a chew toy. I gotta read this. The U.S. Supreme Court, this is what our courts are doing now, ruled Thursday that a dog toy that parodies a Jack Daniels bottle violates the famed whiskey maker's trademark. Anybody who came up with this and thought they could get away with it is a moron. You got busted. You're gonna have to pay back. You can't parody McDonald's. You can't parody Coca-Cola. I know some of you right now are saying, oh, what about coming to America? He had McDowell's. He did. It's a movie. If you think you can open a McDowell's right now with the yellow arches and McDonald's won't have you in prison within 3 days, you're a moron. Shall we? Shall we begin? It's getting thin. I'm only doing 3. Cancer. Gemini, and we'll leave the last one to fate. Click, 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 click. Leo. Cancer. I forgot already. I think it's Gemini. Cancer, Gemini, and Leo. Gemini. You are in one of those moods when you intend to do as you please and could not care less what the world thinks about it. Just be careful you don't go a step too far for insult someone who's powerful, whose power might be turned against you. Cancer? I can't remember this. I'm old. I don't remember shit. Cancer. Some tough decisions will need to be made today and over the weekend. So promise yourself here and now that you will think rationally and not allow your emotions to dictate your actions. A logical approach to life challenges is an absolute must. So we did Gemini and Cancer. What was the other one? Leo? I can't remember. Help me out here. I'm old. I forget stuff. I'm a very elderly man. I don't know where Joe's at, bro. I don't know where Joe's at. It's Leo. Thank you, Rev. Leo, you are in such a positive frame of mind at the moment that you honestly believe you can do as you please, but if the decisions you take over the next 24 hours are not good for other people, then you must expect some kind of backlash. And apparently you will have sex in the back of a bar with 2 sailors from Boise. That does not even sound right. Leo, you are in such a positive frame of mind at the moment that you may honestly believe you can do as you please. But if the decisions you take over the next 24 hours are not good for other people, too, then you must expect some kind of backlash. Also, you will have sex in the back of the bar with 2 sailors from Boise. I don't even understand where that's coming from. That seems a little on the nose for me. I don't know, but if you're a Leo, congrats. Kiki, do you love me? Kiki, do you love me? What are we doing? What are we doing? We're going to find out what we're doing. It's birthdays. You know, growing up, birthdays was the worst days, but now I drink champagne when I'm thirsty. Speaking of drinking, it's brought to you by our sponsors at Coca-Cola. This ain't your daddy's Coca-Cola. This is Coke Zero. Zero, it's got 0 total fat, 0 sodium, 3% sodium, I'm sorry. It's got total carbs, 0. And it comes with a sticker here. If you redeem it right here, that little thing right there, free blowjobs. Now, you can't pass that up. I mean, that's a pretty good deal. It's $1.40, free blowjobs. I think there's 3. But you don't get to pick the person, so careful. It is birthdays. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, one of the great actors of our time. First started seeing Johnny Depp with Leonardo DiCaprio back in like What's Eating Gilbert Grape. You know Johnny Depp from all of his Jack Sparrow movies. But Johnny Depp has been in some really good stuff. If you haven't seen Nobody, I would recommend that one. He's in a Western. Directed by Jim Jarmusch. It's a black and white movie. Very, very good. Johnny Depp. We also have Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman first on the scene with her movie The Professional, starring Leon. I forget Leon's last name, the French actor. Natalie Portman went on to do the Star Wars franchise, Black Swan, a whole bunch of things. Brilliant actress. Happy birthday, Natalie Portman. I'm going to do Ashley Elliott. That's what Joe would do. I don't know. Joe gets on this page and he just rattles off the first 5. I don't know who the hell they are. If I don't know them, I ain't reading them. He's a YouTuber in Scandinavia. I see why he's doing it, because there's just not a whole lot going on here. T.D. Jakes. T.D. Jakes is one of these religious leaders. I like to like him, but I can't. T.D. Jakes is worth a couple $100 million. Pastor of the Potter House, a mega church with over 30,000 members. Guys, church ain't free. Belong to a church, you pay the tithe. God wants you to pay 10 or 20%. It ain't free. His sermons are broadcast all over. By the way, I like the guy. I'm just saying. He gave a moving sermon for President Barack Obama at the St. John's Church in Washington, D.C. very, 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 very wealthy. I ain't hating on him for being wealthy. I would hope that he helps people with that money. Unfortunately, many of them do not. One guy's name is Creflo Dollar. Creflo Dollar is very wealthy as well. This morning, God spoke to me and said that you must preach to the flock, and the flock shall reward thee. And those who do not reward thee are heathens. So in other words, God said that if I come out and talk to you today and you don't give money, you're a piece of shit. Oh, I better get money. I gotta get money. Let's see. I think Joe's right, just to write down the first crappy 5, because there ain't nothing going on here. YouTuber, TikToker. I don't recognize any of these names. Les Paul. Les Paul, considered the greatest guitarist who ever lived. Even people like Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton, often give Les Paul his props. Do you guys know anybody who has their pictures with Les Paul? I don't know. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but I think you do. Give me a second. I don't know why this isn't up here, why it's not queued up. You got pictures with Les Paul, why wouldn't that be your first priority? Here is me meeting Les Paul. If you look in Les Paul's hand, you will see he is very, very happy to have a Les Paul watch given to him by Boogie Bob. It was a watch that he didn't even know existed. It is a beautiful timepiece. Unfortunately, it's in a box, so you can't see it that great. It's a Les Paul. He's holding a watch of himself. It's a Les Paul watch. And if you look there, I have about 15 albums under my arm and in that bag. And these were albums for the Les Paul Museum, and these were albums that he did not have in his collection that I tracked down. And then you'll also see me as our friendship developed. He was just such a nice, good human being. Look at my stomach. Me and Les Paul, I still look the same. Les Paul was a brilliant inspiration to so many. I have 3 Les Pauls hanging in my house right now that I'll probably be selling again because I ain't got no damn money. He died in 2009. He used to play right here at the Iridium nightclub, right, literally across the street there, every Monday night. So every night you would go, somebody in the crowd would be Slash, who only plays Les Pauls mostly. Any of those guys, these Eddie Van Halens who adored him and everything else. Les Paul had a wife named Mary Ford, and she was also brilliant and passed as well. I brought him, I actually went online. He had a TV show in the 60s. It was one of those TV shows that was only like 7 minutes long. It would come after the Colgate Hour or something. It would be him and his wife sitting there playing guitar, black and white. And I tracked down every episode. I put them on CD. I made a cover. It blew his mind. He hadn't seen them for 60 years. And I gave them to him as a gift on his birthday. Piff the Magic Dragon. Piff the Magic Dragon is a comic who does comedy. He's been on Penn and Teller. You saw him on America's Got Talent. Very, very funny. I finally got a couple names here. I don't know any of these guys. Jackie Wilson. Jackie Wilson, one of the greatest singers of our generation. Nicknamed Mr. Excitement. Before fame, let's see, Jackie Wilson. I'm trying to come up with one of his songs.
Nope.
I can't, anybody know any of his songs? I mean, he had so many.
So now, our step is
You Better Know It, Dogging Around, a couple of his hits. Shout out to him. Sorry, bro, it's not a good show today. I should have wrote these down, but I didn't have time. Peter the Great. There's a guy with confidence. Peter the Great, I'd like you to meet Larry the Mediocre. He's okay. There's so many names. Now I see why Joe does this, because there's so many that Joe wouldn't know of Les Paul, or so he just picks. Here's an example. Harrison James. You know this name? I don't know who that is, Joe. Who is he? He is a TikToker, 18-year-old TikTok star. He has 4.8 million followers. Holy shit. Wow. What the hell does he do? 4.8 million. I don't even have 4.8 thousand. We're almost done. We're almost done. We're almost done. Jackie Mason. Jackie Mason, absolutely one of the greatest comics of all time. He would be what you would call the Jewish guy. What am I, chopped liver? What are you, crazy over here? New York, through and through, a legend, an icon. He was the main guy at the Friars Club. He was the headmaster at the Friars. Jackie Mason he had this really crazy voice, and came on that damn list. I'm still going around the dial. There's 1,000 birthdays. How many people are born? Every single person on earth was born here. Boogie Bob, it's my birthday on here. It's not my birthday. Please don't wish me happy birthday. It's not mine. Josh Hamilton. Almost done. I think I'm almost done. This is crazy. Can I just skip to the end? All right. Done. That was a lot. Now I'm going to do famous deaths. Yeah, it's better when Joe's here. He's got them all written down already. Today is what? 6, 9. Famous deaths on this day. Adam West. Adam West I loved Adam West. Adam West, mostly known for Batman, the sitcom of the 60s, which we look now as a classic. It was actually a failed piece of crap back then. I mean, the guy would walk up and punch a guy and he'd go, wham! Kapow! Kablooey! And poor Dick Grayson, who was Robin. I bet his dick was gray, son. Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens, they have a statue of him somewhere in New York City. It's he had you mostly know him for A Christmas Carol. What a scary, first time you see that, what a scary movie. Rick Mayall. Now if you're from England right now, you're going, oh my God, Rick Mayall, brilliant slapstick comedy guy. Bushwick Bill. Bushwick Bill was the little person from probably one of the greatest rap groups of all time, the Ghetto Boys, featuring Scarface, Willie D, and Bushwick Bill. Bushwick Bill was a little guy. He actually got shot in the eye by his girlfriend, and he actually took a picture in the gurney for the album cover. He says, I'm realizing that I love her with a bullet in my eye. I took a picture for the album cover. I'm realizing that I love her with a bullet in my eye. I took a picture for the album cover. That's his best rhyme. Halloween fell on the weekend. Me and Ghetto Boys were trick-or-treating, robbing young ladies for bags. Bushwick Bill passed away in 2019. He was a huge rapper. Sorry guys, it takes a minute. I'm just growing up. I'm realizing that I love her with a bullet in my eye. I took a picture for the album cover. Joe Hamilton. This next one, you will know him. Robert Do Not. Never heard of him. Porter Rockwell and William Carey. I don't know any of them. Looking at my amazing watch, it is 4:03. Looking at my amazing watch, it's 4:03. I think we did enough today. I don't have the thing. I was hoping my new shorty would walk by. Hi. Hey, girl. Girl, I'm not worth it. Don't even waste your time. I ain't worth it. I'll only hurt you in the end. The Braves beat the Mets 13-10. That's a slugger. That's a real Donnybrook. And the White Sox and the Yankees had a doubleheader. They split the doubleheader. Now I split a doubleheader, but that was the White Sox beat the Yankees 6-5 in Game 1. The Yankees beat the White Sox 3-0. Game 2. Guys, as I said, it is a sad day when the United States president is indicted. It was bad when it happened to Nixon. What you may not know about the whole Nixon thing is the scandal that happened with Nixon was Watergate. Watergate had several men break into the Watergate Hotel where they had Democratic offices there. And they were breaking in to get information for the Republican Party. Nixon was involved. The men that were caught had $700 each in their pockets, $100 bills. These men were linked back to something called CREEP. CREEP was the Committee to Re-elect the President. And these men, the story held up for a long time. And two journalists from Washington, God, I can't think of either one of them right now. Deep Throat was one of their snitches. Someone help me out. But the two dudes from Washington, all the President's Men, brilliant movie. Robert Redford, and when you get old, it's so weird when you get old. You're sitting there going, what the hell? Robert Redford and the other two. Anyways, they lied. Nixon had his people lie. Nixon erased the tapes that he recorded in his office, and he was indicted. Nixon was pardoned by Gerald Ford and retired. He actually quit the White House in shame. It's the only time it ever happened. Now, 50, 60 years later, it has happened again, except this is 1,000 times worse. And I pray that it's the end of it. I pray that it doesn't happen again. If he gets elected or not, I have no choice on that. I hope he doesn't. But if he gets reelected, I hope that he learns that you cannot do these kind of things and get away with it. I don't even blame him, because he was a shady businessman his whole life, and he went into this. He didn't become president just for the power. It's a business. He went into this thing and made billions of dollars as president, trust me. And his family, they all got rich. No one made more than his little son-in-law, Jared. This guy got like $4 billion from the Saudis. Why? Why would the Saudis give Jared $4 billion? By the way, Jared's father's in prison for embezzlement and tax fraud and everything else. And they owned, their biggest property in New York was 666 Fifth Avenue. 666 was the name of the building. I would have changed that one. Anyways, I want to thank you for tuning in. I pray that the United States gets some healing. We'll find out Tuesday when he's arraigned in Florida. And you'll find out more today as the Department of Justice had at 3 o'clock, the Department of Justice had a press conference to say what he was charged with. 37 counts, a lot. Please be kind and loving to each other. Pray for the world. Pray for all men, women, and children, and every animal on the planet. Pray for yourself, because it's good. It's good. God don't mind you praying for yourself. He's not going to let you hit the lottery, because I've been trying. I ask him for health. I ask him for goodness and kindness in my heart. I ask him for forgiveness. He gives it all to me every time, without hesitation. I ask for the lottery. It's never happened. Not even $5. We'll talk again soon.